Hello friends, my name is Bill and you're watching Bill's Box of Sound. Today I've got a review that's based on the 1978 album by the Alan Parsons Project, Pyramid. Whoop, here it is. I originally got this album in 1978. This is the third album by the Alan Parsons Project, the follow-up to their enormously successful I, Robot album. And this is quite a good progressive concept album on its own. Great sound, of course. Alan Parsons is known for really good sound and really good progressive music. And this album, written by the team of Eric Wolfson and Alan Parsons, did bear fruit on a couple of hits, such as What Goes Up, Can't Take It With You, and Shadow of a Lonely Man. And my favorite song on the album is the song Pyromania, which is kind of silly, but hey, that's just me. But there's also some good instrumentals in here, such as In the Lap of the Gods and Hypergamma Spaces and the opening track of Voyager. So, just released from Cooking Vinyl, and I want to thank Cooking Vinyl for their participation in providing me with a review copy of this thing here, a Blu-ray audio disc, playable in all worldwide zones, I believe. And this is a Blu-ray audio high def and surround sound version of Pyramid. Now, this was remixed. That is, the surround versions were remixed by Alan Parsons in his new Parsonics studio. And this disc contains not only a 5.1 surround, but it's got, and this is the star subject on this disc, the Dolby Atmos mix. The first Alan Parsons Project album to be done in Dolby Atmos. Now, if you don't have a Dolby Atmos system and you only have a 5.1 system, that should pretty well do you for listening to this. It's not as wonderful as Dolby Atmos. In order to have Dolby Atmos, you have to have an Atmos capable sound system and, of course, the additional speakers. Now, you don't have to go whole hog and get 8 more speakers to add to your surround sound system. I only have 2 extra speakers pointing up at the ceiling, and I use calibration tones to calibrate the room so that I can hear it. And when the first track comes on, Voyager, first thing you hear in the back of the room is the hammered dulcimer, do-do-do-do, and then the whole thing comes in. And that's for the Dolby Atmos mix. And in critiquing the Dolby Atmos mix, for the tracks that make up side 1, Voyager, What Goes Up, The Eagle Will Rise Again, One More River, and Can't Take It With You, I find that the mix is a little bit distant, especially in the drums. The rear channels are not as active with sounds, but there are some string arrangements. There's some interesting height effects, especially at the beginning of the album, where there's some synthesized wind and it all shimmers down in your panorama of view. Now, for the second side of this album, which is In the Lap of the Gods, Pyromania, Hypergamma Spaces, and Shadow of a Lonely Man, the surround sound spectrum really heats up. Like I said, Pyromania, my favorite song on this. It's a short little thing, and then it goes into Hypergamma Spaces, an instrumental that starts cooking, and then as it keeps on going, more and more sounds keep on creeping in around your sound spectrum. They're not whizzing around you or being panned like crazy. They're just coming in and providing this atmosphere that's really building up around you. So for the Dolby Atmos mix and the 5.1 mix, the side 2 part of the album, wonderful. The side 1 part of the album, pretty good. I could have done without the very unimaginative graphics that play throughout the entire album. This sequence of images repeats for the entirety of the record, and it just did nothing for me. I would have been happy with just the title of the song and a still of the album cover. So, based on that alone, I think that this is a good disc. But if you are interested in high definition audio, that's another way that this disc absolutely excels. The 96 kilohertz 24-bit stereo remaster of the original tape is beautiful. I listened to it several times and went back to back with the original album here, and both the original vinyl and this Blu-ray audio disc, spectacular imaging, spectacular soundstage. I mean, it's three-dimensional. So if you got headphones and you're listening, it's really a treat for the ears. Now, there have been released, and really hard to find, a big boxed set of the Pyramid album, which includes all sorts of bonus tracks. As a matter of fact, earlier in 2024, Cooking Vinyl released this Pyramid Work in Progress record for Record Store Day. You might be able to still find it if you look around. This is kind of the behind the scenes workings of the making of the Pyramid album. So, Alan Parsons fans, Eric Wolfson fans, you've got some investigating to do, and you might want to pick this up. And once again, thanks to Cooking Vinyl for their participation. I've heard that the double 45 RPM remaster of this album, by the way, the 2-channel version was remastered by Miles Showell at Abbey Road Studios, where this album was originally recorded, and the double 45 version is coming out very soon. If I get a hold of a copy of that, I may do an update on this and republish the whole video. So that's it. Pyramid by the Alan Parsons Project, the high definition Blu-ray audio. It's pretty damn good. So check it on out. If you like what you've seen and heard, please press the like and subscribe buttons and come back for more content. I do reviews on all things. You can also hear my work on the ZappaCast, the official Frank Zappa podcast. And of course, you can pick up my album by Spudlock through Bandcamp. All right, that's it. I've talked too much. I had a great time. Hope you did too. And thanks for watching. Go listen to some music.